Good evening, everybody. My name is Mr. Llama, and today I am bringing you a PVT here on Cloud Kingdom. I do have a new microphone, so if you all can just let me know if it sounds any better or anything like that, that would be great. It is the Plantronics PC Stereo Gaming Headset. So if it's awful, you can go write them bad reviews or something. If it's good, feel free to pick one up on your own. I'm not advertising for them or anything. Just letting you know, so if you're ever looking for a mic and you like how this one sounds, you can go get it. Anyways, down here in the bottom left, we do have our Blue Terran dogbox. I do not know anything about this player. This was a replay that Axel did send to me. And Axel is Masters, so I'm going to believe that dogbox is a Masters as well. Up here, we do have in the top right-hand corner, Axel, our red Protoss. So Axel going to go ahead and start scouting with that initial 9 probe there. So after he drops that pylon, of course, just standard scout time. And Cloud Kingdom is one of the new Season 6 maps. So something to look for is there are a lot of paths that you can take. So this is, of course, a great map for Zerg, but other races can use those as well, but it's just something to look out for. So not in this matchup that you'll see anything, but right here you do have that path. You have the path in the middle, the path over there, plus you have the paths where the units can run around the sides here and come down here and go up around and stuff. Anyways, we do have a wall off going down for Dogbox right now. He's going to be throwing down that barracks. Does not have any gas yet. We will have to see if he is going to throw down a gas or if he is going to do some sort of 1x expand or something like that. And right now, by the minerals that he's saving up, it does look like he is going to be doing something of that nature. He is sending his scouting at SCV out right now, and we do see from Axel very standard play, throwing down that gate, throwing down that gas. Going to go ahead and put some guys in that gas right here. So yes, we do have... no, we do not. Where else? Okay, so he does have an orbital going down. Sorry, there was like 100 minerals that just disappeared there really fast in the lag, so I was a little confused. Cybernetic score going down for Axel. And here we go, Dogbox going to go ahead and scout into this base here for the first time. So he does see nothing unusual. There's not no 2-gate proxy or anything like that. And pretty standard. In the meantime, there we go. We do have Dogbox throwing down that expansion, as well as Axel throwing down an expansion. So a 1-gate expand and a 1-rax expand. Hopefully this game will turn out to be a little bit more macro-oriented, as that's what these players are gearing up for right now. And here we go. We do have a bunker as well going down for Dogbox. Just a little bit of added security. He did scout... Yes, not yet. Okay, there we go. So we'll see if he wants to keep that bunker or not, considering he just scouted that nexus, but I would assume he would, so that stalkers cannot come in here and just micro away at his marines. Nothing more. There we go. We do have another barracks coming down. 2 more barracks. I was going to say, what tech is Dogbox going to be going for? And it looks like he is going to be going for a little bit more bio-oriented tech at the moment. We'll have to see when he starts to throw down gas. There we go. He does have 1 gas. So possibly going to start teching up into medevacs, which are always useful in that PVT matchup. And there we go. Another gas going down right now. In PVT, or TVP, I should say, if I was talking from the Terrans perspective, it is so useful to get those medevacs out early with that big marine force, as you can just drop back and forth between these 2 expansions right here. Even though there's not a lot of air room over there, if you just drop up here and then send some units at the front, pick them up, drop back there, it is very difficult for Protoss to defend the multi-pronged attacks. So it's always something good to think about. And as a Protoss player, I don't know what I was going to say there. I'm really sorry. I just like blanked out really quickly. So we do see Axel going to go ahead and take that lead, as he is take that lead in harvesters. That is, as he is chrono boosting out both of his Nexi at the current time, and he's going to go ahead and be finishing up that warp gate. And we do see a robotics facility going down. So 1-gate robo coming out of Axel. I am not sure how often I've seen that. Usually I see some sort of 3-gate robo or something like that, and we do have a scan going down, so Dogbox is going to see immediately what is going on. and he is going to react to that. Meantime, we do have Stim coming down for dogbox, and he did throw 2 tech labs there. So no reactor, I guess. He usually, as a turn player, you will throw down reactors at that point, just because he did see his opponent expand, and reactors do take a little bit longer to get. So you throw down that reactor because you have the time, since your opponent is going to be busy with his economy. Meantime, we do have a little proxy piling going down here for Axel, so I have to watch that, see if there are going to be any DTs or anything like that coming out, or if he's just going to warp in some units for a little side attack when he does see dogbox pushing out, which is always a great thing to do with any race. Have some units somewhere else that you can just slide in for a little attack when your opponent does push out. You can usually do a little bit of damage, take out some of their harvesters, etc. And that is just always good to see. Here we go. We do have concussive shells that have finished for dogbox, and he is throwing a factory down now. And Axel going to go ahead and throw up another box spawn. So we do have that factory going down right now, and that's, of course, is always good to scout with as well if you are not going to be using it. And actually in the, was it Marine King Prime back in MLG right there, Winter Arena? I think it was MKP. He actually used the factory as a wall, part of a wall, while he was taking out his opponent's third. So he dropped the factory right there, and his opponent had a pylon right there, and his opponent had to kill off that factory before he could get to Marine King Prime's units, and so Marine King Prime was able to do some damage. I think he killed off the Nexus. So here we go, to push coming down right now for dogbox. There are going to be a lot of force fields that Axel can use, and he's going to go ahead and use a couple there, and unfortunately he does not drop those force fields very well, and he's unable to complete that wall, so he cannot force those units up against it. They are able to escape, so that's going to be a little bit of a waste of energy for him. And dogbox is backing off a little bit, but Axel's observer does see it right there, so he knows exactly what is going on. We do have immortals pumping out, and there we go. We do have, there's the tech. 2 more forge coming down for Axel, so he is going to be going, oh, I said is again really loud. Sorry about that. That's a little thing I'm trying to work on. But Axel's going to be getting those forge upgrades, double upgrades it looks like, as well as a Robo Bay and 2 more gates. So Axel's sitting on a lot of money. They're going to go ahead and drop it all right now and teching up into those Colossi, into those double upgrades. At the same time, he's making a push now, so we'll have to see what dogbox is going to do to defend against this. Is he going to catch him out on the field and try and fight him right here? It looks like there is going to be an engagement. And here we go. Oh, I'm so sorry. Axel throws down some force fields, and he is able to trap a decent amount of units, but he cannot finish that off. And we do have dogbox kiting a little bit, but it looks like both players are going to escape with about half their units. Axel winning that battle just by a little bit there. So losing a few less units. Does have some injured units now, of course. If he could have got 1 more force field off right there to complete the end of that big circle, he probably could have sniped off a few more units. But Axel does keep his immortals, so of course always important to have those, especially when your opponent does have a lot of marauders in his force. Meantime, Axel is taking his 3rd base, and here we go. We do have the medevacs out now for dogbox. So we are going to have to see if he is going to commit to any drops, or if he is just going to sit here right now and wait for some sort of timing push that we do not know about. Axel, in the meantime, is getting Thermal Lance for his Colossi, and his 3rd has been scouted. So we're going to have to see what dogbox does here, because if he lets this go untested for too long, he is going to be too far behind in economy, as right now they are pretty equal at the moment. But what do we have right here? We do have the 3rd command center going down for dogbox there. So dogbox is deciding that he is going to be getting his 3rd as well, and this is going to be a little bit more of a macro-oriented game. Axel warping in a lot of zealots. Does he have charge going down? Yes, he does. So he's just starting charge right now. Always useful when you do have those force fields. 5 sentries, right now. So if he can get a nice wall up on that force and his zealots charge in, he is going to be able to clean up that army easily. But here we go. We do have a push coming out from dogbox, and he does have Ghost with this army. So if he can hit big EMPs on that force right there, it's all grouped up. He can take out the shields on those immortals, which are their saving grace with that hardened shield, as well as all that sentry energy. That would be enough to end it. But here we go. Axel does see this force coming out, as he does have the observer. He starts splitting his units. Beautiful split right there. He is going to split his sentries off into each army, and there we go. That is a great concave that he is going to have. The EMPs are not going to be able to do too much damage. One EMP drops. He's able to get one Immortal Shields. Another EMP drops. It does hit a lot of units. Force fields do go down. Here we go. Charge is not done for these Zealots. But Axel does get great force fields there. He does have a better concave, and he is going to be able to force Dogbox out. So, nice job by both players there. Dogbox getting what he could out of those EMPs, but Axel making sure his units were not clumped up and that he was able to keep a concave there. So he was not going to die and not lose that third base. He also does have that Colossus out right now, as well as the 1-1 in the main player. Terran player, I believe, is 1-0. Yes, he is 1-0, but both players do have their thirds up right now, and he has not morphed this command center yet. We'll see if he does morph it into a planetary or an orbital. And Dogbox is going to go ahead and snipe out that observer. Meantime, Axel does look like he is gearing up to take his fourth base. Axel, of course, always very good at expanding at his macro, so he makes sure that he is always staying ahead of his opponent and getting those bases up. And we'll probably see it come out here pretty soon, I would imagine. Meantime, there are still a lot of Zealots, more Zealots being warped in right there. And a cannon is going down at his third, so it looks like he is going to be pushing out as he does throw up a little bit of defense. I love this little group right here, the observer staring at the factory, and the factory just chilling right next to the observer. Neither player really using either of these units to scout, just kind of hanging out. Dogbox is on top of where Axel is. Every one of his scans that I've seen has just been clutch, seeing everything, but he does not know that a fourth base is being taken right now. So that is something that Axel is going to be able to use to his advantage there, if he can get this Nexus up and get some probes there and just get ahead a little bit more. In the meantime, we do see Blink right now coming for Axel, as well as a Dark Shrine. So I love to see Dark Shrine play being used from Protoss players, simply because it's just such a good harass tool, and so many players don't build any turrets right here. Look, he has no turrets anywhere, anything like that, so he is going to have to waste scans. There we go, he does have one turret. So that would be a little bit of a problem, but if Axel can get a Warp Prism, as we've seen him do, and yes, he is getting Gravitic boosters as well, so he can just come in here, drop off some TTs right there, they'll go in, snipe Tech Labs, snipe Ghost Academies, force scans, just do so much damage, cause so much just mentally gets in the head of another player. So we do have a turret up there as well, so it does look like he is a little bit prepared for that stuff, but Axel could of course still slide in anywhere, slide right there or anything like that. So still not seeing anything of this fourth base, and the fourth base is up. Axel is a little bit behind in supply currently, but we'll just have to see how this engagement goes, as he does have 4 Colossus, and 4 Colossus versus a Bio army is a huge deal. So there we go, we do have some Dark Templars that did come in, and they were able to kill off about 14, I believe. 18, wow, 18 SCVs. So as I was just talking about it the whole time, I completely missed the actual attack, but you get what happened. DTs ran in here, they sniped off a few of these SCVs, and they left. That's about it. Here we do have Dogbox, who is almost max, so it does look like he is going to be gearing up for some sort of attack, I would imagine. He is not expanding behind this, which does surprise me. He does have a little bit extra minerals right now, so usually you will want to have he should have had his fourth up by now somewhere, or at least being built in his base, something like that. So that is a little bit of a surprise to me. And if he does lose this fight here, or if both players kill off their armies and have to go back and remake them, Axel is going to have that economic advantage. Meantime, Axel is getting Storm. He does have some Archons right now in his force. The upgrades are 2-2 for Axel to the 1-1 of our Terran player. Going to be 2-1 here pretty soon, and it does look like we are going to have Dogbox coming in here, and he is going to go ahead and try and take out this 5th. But here we go, Axel is coming in for a fight, and all of his units are clumped up, so are there going to be EMPs? Yes, big EMP right there, takes out half the shields of the army. Axel going to go ahead and start sniping down all these units though with this Colossi, but it looks like these Colossi are getting focused by these Valkyries right here, and Valkyries are going to land right now, and it looks like Axel, I'm not quite sure who's going to win this. This is coming down to the last unit. It does look like Dogbox with all those medevacs right there is going to be able to push back Axel. Axel warping in. Another unit right there though. Is that Dark Templar? Yes it is. So he is going to try and force a scan or just slowly tear away at this army. Axel going to go ahead and come in though and clean this up, as he does have those charge slots. And there we go. Dogbox does pick up and is going to leave. Axel trying to snipe off that medevac and almost getting it, actually. But it does look like Dogbox is going to be able to get away. Yes, Axel is going to go ahead and back off. And there we go. We do see a fourth now going down for Dogbox. But Axel with that economy lead, because he does have that fourth base. So as I was saying, if Dogbox would have had that fourth base up before, he definitely could have been in much greater lead than he was. But it does not look like he is going to be, and maybe Axel's going to catch up. Yes, he is. So Axel coming from 30 supply behind all the way up to almost even there. And now Axel does have those high Templar, and he does have Storm on those as well. So that is going to be a big factor in these upcoming battles. In the last battle, he was not able to storm anything, as it was just a little bit unable, as it was still being built. That's what I'm trying to say, sorry. So he also does have feedback though, so we'll have to see if he is going to be feedbacking sure those ghosts or not. Planetary going down right now, and there we go. We do see a scan, and is it going to last long enough? No, it is not, so he's going to have to waste another scan or wait for this turret. In the meantime, Axel going to go ahead and snipe it off right before it finishes. So he's going to go ahead and try and take down, and it looks like that turret is going to finish. But Axel's still getting in there and able to kill off like 15 more workers. In the meantime, we do have this push coming up here from Dogbox. Axel does not have any of his army over there, so it does look like this fourth is going to go down. And do we see any stim? Yes, there's the stim, so he's going to go ahead and snipe off that Nexus. Huge snipe right there, as Axel now is going to be sitting on those 3 bases, but Axel going to go ahead and try and catch his army out of position. And it looks like Dogbox is going to go ahead and just try and move around and go into this third, so Axel can get a surround if he does wish. And here we go. We do have the ghosts coming out, and they snipe off a lot of those Archons. The Storm does go off, doing some decent damage, but so many of those shields are gone from all of those units. And here we go. It does look like he is going to be able to clean it up, though, as there are DTs in that mix, and the Zealots are just doing too much damage for Dogbox to clean up there. So the medevacs are going to get away. It looks like maybe 2 of them. If Axel does a little blink maneuver, he can snipe off 1 more. And he doesn't even need to blink. He can probably just snipe it. There we go. So Axel's going to go ahead and kill off a lot of that army, and Axel now is taking a big lead. He does have a 50 supply lead over his opponent, and he does have that 4th base down as well. In the meantime, Dogbox looks like he did lose a lot of this army once again, or a lot of these SCVs, as there were stalkers that were just sitting back there picking off all of the SCVs. So 41 workers killed to the 10 that Dogbox has killed. That right there is a huge advantage that Axel has picked up, and that puts him 63 probes to 43 SCVs. And it looks like we do have our player Dogbox long distance mining, as he did lose his 3rd base there, or did lift it off to place it somewhere. I'm not sure. He just has command centers floating all over the place. So I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I missed that. But Axel going to go ahead and come in here and pick off a few of these SCVs, as they are doing the long distance mine. And the force of Dogbox is so far away, and it looks like Dogbox is just going to lose a few more SCVs, carelessly throwing those away. And here we go. 1 ghost is going to possibly go down. He's going to lose a couple of Vikings, so just slowly trickling your units in there is not something I would recommend. And here we go. We do have Dogbox coming in right now, and is he going to get off any EMPs? He does hit 1 Archon, so a little bit of a waste there. Huge storm goes off, and it lasts almost the entire time, and an Archon can come in and just one-shot half of that army. And there is a stem, but it looks like Axel is going to be able to clean this up, and yes, he is. GG from Dogbox, and well played, Axel. There was a time there where I thought Dogbox possibly had it when he did get those big EMPs off on Axel's army, but Axel was able to still survive. He was able to pull it out with some clutch warp-ins there, get up that 4th base, get ahead, and do some great harass, as I was saying before. Get those DTs in there, able to snipe off SCVs, possibly even that command center I didn't quite see. So GG, well played. Mr. Llama out.